stupid they're doing? They're running us around.
Okay, for this one I want to talk about a dark pattern which I have identified, which I can't really name accurately, but it's something like pay to have a lesser thing or pay to have simpler features. It came from, well, originally I had to use Telegram for some reasons, and I wanted to see if I could turn off the ability for people to send me voice messages, to kind of block that or, disable that. And yes, they do have a setting, and you can see here it says, who can send me voice and video messages, everybody, my contacts, or nobody. But my contacts and nobody are locked, and it says underneath, subscribe to Telegram Premium to restrict who can send you voice or video messages. So they want me to pay to disable, what should be a feature that adds value to the product. But I have to pay because they've obviously identified that a lot of people don't like that feature. It's probably varying degrees of not liking it to having severe problems with it. It can be abused in many ways that could be horrible for people. And so then I saw this article yesterday on The Verge. Microsoft is testing free Office for Windows apps with ads, and this paragraph caught my eye. The ad-supported version of Office includes banners that are permanently visible at the side, as well as 15-second video ads that play every few hours. Microsoft also forces users of this free version of Office to store documents in OneDrive with support for local file storage disabled. I found that even more interesting, right? Because what they're saying is you have to store it in our cloud service, but the part that doesn't cost us anything is disabled, right? You can't save the files to your hard drive. Rather than have you pay for the extra ability to add cloud storage, it's seemingly more profitable for them to hold back on the ability to store locally and ask you to pay to enable that, which, is flicking a switch, right? It doesn't cost them any more to provide that. I think these are two very similar situations, and something that becomes extra interesting in the sense of generative AI and LLMs, and how they are at a point where there are many people recognizing on this spectrum of it doesn't do as much as we were told it could do, or it's not as good as we were told it could do, to the other end of it's so annoying, I want to get rid of it, I hate it, please take it away. And when something costs as much as that product costs to create, to train, to maintain, to operate, that seems like a very viable opportunity for them to recoup some of those expenses, rather than just admit that they're not as good as they made them out to be and just get rid of them and move on. They could impose them on their captive users, then ask to be paid to remove them or to have the ability to switch them off. And that's a pretty scary kind of dark future for tech products, where they're crammed full of features that you have to pay to disable.